Amazing, my friends. I welcome you once again in this session, and I'm really thrilled to have all of you here for today's special YouTube live session. And I'm your host, Prashant Seni, Miracle Mindset Coach. And today I'm so excited about the topic we are diving into today. The topic I'm sure that you all of you know the topic, which is role of self-esteem in our life. This is one of the most crucial aspects of personal development. Or if you like look into yourself, that shows your self-esteem. Before taking any action, you think about something, that's your self-esteem. Before anything, like you are about to start a new project, you are about to do something, but something, a voice comes from your inner self. I won't be able to do it. Or what happens if something happens, right? So let me ask you something like, uh, you ever felt less confident, doubting about yourself, like whether you are good enough? Maybe that it was before an important meeting, any presentation, or even a simple conversation. And in those moments, sometimes it's easy to let self doubt creep creep in and take control. But imagine how different your life could be if you actually had the unshakable belief that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. And that's the power of healthy self esteem. Today, with we have an extraordinary guest with us, and that is Vijaya Parvathareddy, renowned neurography coach, and she specializes in transforming lives through the art and science of self-esteem, neurography, because she is a neurography coach, right? She's here to guide us through understanding self-esteem, its impact on our daily lives, and how we can actually cultivate it to achieve our true potential. So we'll be discussing a lot of things, but before we move ahead, let me give you an introduction, about a small introduction. That's the ritual. So Vijaya is a neurography coach since plus 2 years. She has worked in corporate MNCs for more than a decade. Wow. She clearly understands the pain point of the professionals. So like her one of the reasons to become a coach is she actually wants to support all the professionals, uh, like to know how to handle challenges and still grow in their career. That's amazing. So it's a wonderful niche. And apart from that, she is also a professional handwriting analyst, and she can guide you to improve your overall personality. She also helps like with the couple analysis for those who want to be together in a lifelong relationship. That's amazing. So with this, I welcome Vijaya in the show, and my friends, Vijaya will be talking to you for next 35 to 40 minutes, and then we'll have a Q&A round where you have the opportunity to ask your questions live, and she will answer. So don't miss
Yes.
this opportunity and be here till the end. Might be the question which you won't be asking, but some other will ask. That could be like for you, right? So be here, and if you are excited, just type welcome, Vijaya, and Vijaya, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Prashant, for a wonderful introduction. And I'm thankful for all the viewers who are attending this session live. So, I am Vijaya Parvathrareddy, a neurography coach. So basically, Prashant has already given you my introduction. So why I came into this coaching industry is me as a corporate woman working in a corporate company. I have faced a lot of issues. Like being a woman, I can very well relate to how working women have to balance their life. They have to look after the home, they have to look after the kid, and apart from that, go to office, do all the work. I know how sometimes you become so overwhelmed. And at the same time, there is a competition also, which will want you to concentrate more on the work. And another side, you start feeling guilty that you're not giving time to your family. So this is I am able to explain all this because I am a woman, and I have gone through all this when I work for corporates. On the other hand, the guys, they will always are the breadwinners of the family. Sometimes they are like they are the one who is earning, and entire family is dependent on them. So what happens is, this is a stress, and there are so many expectations on each and every one of you when you are going out for work. There are expectations from your company, there are expectations from your spouse. If you already have a kid and family, there are expectations from the kid, there are responsibilities. So how do you manage all this? Many a times you are just overwhelmed with all this. And upon that, see, I have grown up in a higher middle class family in India. So I can very well relate how the environment is in a Indian family. So all the time the elders expect you to listen to them. Okay. And many a time when you wanted to do something new which was not done earlier in your family or relatives, so we get to hear like, oh, that is not possible. And if you want to have a new idea, and if you want to take it forward in your office scenario, you'll hear from the manager, what is that? The existing process is already working. So after listening to all this, what happens is you start doubting yourself. So where does this self esteem come into picture? Okay. So what happens is, the self esteem is nothing but how you see yourself. I will repeat it. How you see yourself. See, there is a saying, if you say you can, you're right. And if you say you can't, even then you are right. Why I'm saying this is because it all depends on you and what you think of yourself. And it is so important that, see, it's not the expectations of others you are supposed to be worried in the first place. You're supposed to be aware of what is that language you're talking to yourself. So many a times what happens, we talk negatively to ourselves. Like, oh, this it didn't work out, so now also I will not do it. Yeah, maybe that person or what he's saying or she is saying is right. I'm not fit for this. I'm not enough. So all this self-talk what creates in your mind, slowly you start losing confidence in yourself. So you end up listening to everyone what they say. So let us know what are the things if you have a low self-esteem. So how the low self-esteem will manifest in a person. So I let me start to list one by one. So you may believe others are better than you. See, as human beings, we have been given the capability, equal capability. See, on the physical level, you might be short, fat, tall, all that, strong, weak. But I would say on a mental level, on a mind level, we all have equal capability. So once you think that you are not enough, good enough, so how this low self esteem starts creeping in your life. So you will believe that others are better than you. And one more thing, what you will do is, see, you'll start fearing the rejection. You'll start feeling like, what will I do if others reject me? So, which will lead to you not expressing your needs. That is what you want. You're very afraid of expressing your needs. And you end up focusing on your weakness. Do you know how powerful the focus is? If you focus on a positive thing, it will grow. If you focus on a negative thing, even that grows. So when you start focusing, this will make the low self-esteem makes you start focusing on your weaknesses instead of your strong points. And other than that, you'll have self-doubts and keep on worrying about what others will think about you. And one more thing is you're always afraid of failure. See what happens when you are afraid, you will not even participate in something. Whether you win or fail is a secondary thing, but you will not even participate in that. So they say, right, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So if you don't participate, you have already failed, right? So failing with a good participation and sportsmanship is different, and failing by giving up is totally different. So a failed person is not the one who falls down, the person who doesn't get up after falling down. Okay, that's when we say that's a failure. So, and also when the low self esteem is creeping into you, you have trouble accepting the feedback. You feel everyone is targeting you, either at home or in the office, doesn't matter. You feel you have been targeted. And since you have a failure, I mean, you are afraid of rejection, you start saying yes to everyone. For suppose one of your colleague comes and asks you, okay, can you please do me this work? So you want to be good with him, you want to be accepted, so you end up saying yes to the work which is not your responsibility. So what happens, along with doing your work, you're also doing the work of your colleague. So obviously the time required is more, and from where you're taking this time, you're taking this from your personal time. So there goes the personal time, and you already know your family needs your some of your personal time, and you yourself need the personal time. So that's gone. And you start putting other people's needs before yours. One thing I'll tell you about yourself. See, we all are 100% responsible for our own happiness. If you keep on doing things of everyone, see, I'm not saying it's wrong, but there is a boundary. Okay, when this low self esteem creeps in, even you are not you feel difficult to set the boundaries also. So what happens, all the time is gone in serving others. What happens to your responsibilities? So you have a responsibility to yourself and to your family also, other than work. So you end up doing more work in the office scenario, and that personal time is going from you and your family. So what happens to the relationship if this continues? And health wise, so once you start thinking negative about yourself, every small problem becomes big. Every small health issue starts becoming big. Why? Because you are telling yourself that I am not good. Believe me, it affects on the cellular level. So all of you know, when the COVID hit, many people died because of the fear of quarantine. And there were people who got discharged from the hospital, but later they couldn't recover and they died. So what happened? So in the hospitals, they treated the symptoms. No one treated the root cause of what has happened. So that fear is a symptom. What is the root cause of it? The root cause is what you think of yourself. If you give up on life, life gives up on you. So always fight whatever energy you have. You should never ever give up on life. So this was a brief about what self-esteem, how self-esteem acts in your life. And what about the on the emotional level? So if you're always fearful of rejection and worried about whether someone will accept me or not, So it will start affecting your personal relationships also. Okay. So if you're not married, okay, so then maybe your fiance or your girlfriend thinks that this person is not strong, he is not expressing himself. See, always women like guys or gentlemen who can express themselves. See, there is a difference of opinion between two individuals, but if you don't express what you feel, then there is no proper foundation for a relationship. For suppose, let's take, even if it is with your wife, mother, whatever, whoever in the family, if you don't express and suppress your feelings, it's going to affect your health. First, it will affect your mind, and if that is not resolved at that level, believe me, that issue is transformed to the body. In We cannot pinpoint in what way it gets manifested in the body as a disease. It can be in the form of high blood pressure, it can be in the form of diabetes, it can be in the form of some damage to the liver or kidneys. I don't think so you had imagined, right, that how it is, the suppressed feelings can affect your body. But believe me, it does affect. So, what anyone can do to improve your own self esteem? Okay. See, every person has got both their strengths and weaknesses. So, sit and think about that. What is that one thing from childhood or your school time or college time, what you did, and you were happy doing that? Sit and recognize those achievements where you showed your strength. Okay. And if you can, please do write down all your achievements from when you can remember, even if it is a very small thing, even if it is a winning a cricket match between your friends, or uh, any games, the group games you have won, for that matter, anything is fine. And when you want to grow, why this fear is there is because you feel you're not enough. So what should you do to become enough? So you need to constantly improve yourself, like constantly improve your skills. So start learning things, and whatever is required for your job. In the same way, even in the relationships, please communicate openly that what is that you want. If you can't do something, tell them this is a hard one for me and I cannot do. Because as a human being, we are good at something and we are not good at something. So it's absolutely fine if you are not good at something, because we are human beings, we have our strengths. So why should we sit and crib about weaknesses when we can grow with our strength points? Okay. And believe me, like, I have a wonderful technique to find out your strengths, your weaknesses, or how I would put is the areas of improvement, and how you do in your relationships. I can tell, and I will reveal it in some time how I am going to do that. And for any person to grow, you have to do something which you have not done before. Yeah, it is like you'll feel scared because that's your comfort zone. So you need to come out of your comfort zone to learn new things, to experience new things. So this is one of the way to build on your self esteem. And how many want to look smart and beautiful, right? Some people have low self esteem about their body and looks. See, it's something which has come to us genetically. Some are short, some are fat, some are tall, lean. There are many things we don't like ourselves about how we look. But just imagine If you even didn't have one thing what you have, how does it feel? It's creepy, right? So think in that way. You have two eyes, two ears, nose, everything in their place. Your hands and legs work properly. So what is if you look little bit fat or short? Doesn't matter. You know who is the most beautiful person? The person who carries a smile always. And to enhance it, yes, you can go one step further and see the attire you are wearing. It's always good to go by the clothes wearing according to the season, but not as a trend. See what happens, the fashion trends are like they are made for some set of people, not for all the people. So do some study, see what suits you, and wear neat clothes. Okay, that and with a smile, your appearance is good. Okay, and sometimes if it is okay to say no, it's okay to say no, I can't do this, because before you take care of anyone else, you have to take care of yourself, and you are 100% responsible for your happiness. So where do you stand? Like, are you still in that victim mindset, or are you going towards empowered mindset? So everyone, see what happens, it's easy to blame situations and people for where you are in your life, the condition in which you are in your life. So you can say, okay, I didn't get a good opportunity, someone else got it, and oh, I didn't study enough, I don't have enough degrees, so I couldn't get that job. I have this many problems at home. My boss doesn't like me. My colleagues doesn't like me. It's easy to blame your situation on the people. But is that going to resolve your situation? No, right? Because these are all the external environment, and you cannot change external environment, all the external environments. So what can you change? Yourself. So concentrate on what you can control and you can't control. Okay. So, and I say, like, one of another way of building your self esteem. Okay. Accept the way you are. You're a wonderful person. Sit and think, you're a wonderful person. So, why is that you feel you're not enough? Just because someone else told, is he living your life? You know what is your life. So take 100% responsibility for your life. I know subconsciously when you feel you are not enough, it's difficult to come out of it. So what happens? It will also affect your decision making. So in the office scenario, if you can't make decisions, you cannot grow in your career. Okay, and in the home environment, if you can't make decisions, someone else make decisions for you. Do you want to live your life always from the decisions made by others? So when are you going to stand up for yourself? If you can't stand up for yourself, no one else is going to do it. Okay, see whether something happens or not, whether you succeed or not, it's all secondary. But are you ready to stand up for yourself? That is what the self esteem means, no matter what it is. Okay? You are the first person, you should be the first person who stands up for yourself. Like I said, low self esteem affects your decision making. So, many a times in office scenario, if you don't take a decision in that small window of the time, you might end up losing so many opportunities. And when it comes for appraisals or a promotion, do you know how it affects? So your manager might end up thinking, okay, this guy listens to everyone and he doesn't have his own opinion. Do you think you're going to get a promotion? So that is up to you how you project yourself. Okay. I'm not saying you should show attitude or boast about yourself. Be honest. Be honest about your strengths and where you're not good at. And see that if something needs to be learned, if some skill needs to be improved, go ahead. Take that skill and start improving on that. And for everything, communication is very important. You can resolve many problems if you can talk openly about it. That is the first step. Okay. So that is the first step towards becoming empowered by yourself. So I told you how the low self-esteem affects your office life or your career, and I told you how the low self-esteem affects your relationships. Okay. So now let us see some more some more methods on how to improve your self-esteem. Okay. So start reading about biographies of great leaders. See, we are all human beings. Like I said, physically we might have lot of differences. At mental level, yes, every one of us have the capability. So in life, everyone needs to have that clarity of what you want to be. So I read this in some book. Okay, if you can't work to make your dreams, you're going to end up work for someone else's dreams, right? So how many of you can dare to dream of your empowered self? See, they say if you can't win in your mind, you cannot win in your life. So everything in our life happens two times, one in your mind, one in the actual reality. So if you can't think of something, forget about doing it. If you can't dream about something, forget about achieving it in a real life. So start thinking about what you want to be in the life. And believe me, it's only you stopping yourself. Who is saying that you can't do this? You see, people, the society might say 101 things. Doesn't matter. Okay, if you're going ahead or if you're reacting to those, then somewhere that thing was already inside you, that's why you're reacting. So there is a story, a very small story which I like to tell. So there were a lot of frogs in a small well. Okay, and every day they used to jump to go out of that well, and every time one any one of the frog jumps a little bit higher, used to be other frogs which were trying to tell, no, no, you can't jump, don't do it. So one day what happened, a one frog jumped so high that it could get out of the well. So what was the difference? The story goes like that frog did not have ears to hear what they are saying. So when all the other frogs were saying, don't jump, you can't jump so high, that frog didn't hear what they are saying and it thought like they are encouraging me. So I'm not saying you should not listen to what other people say, but I'm saying that decision making ability you keep for yourself, that you must be doing it, not someone else. If you can't do, yes, definitely someone else is going to do the decision for you. Then sometimes there are scenarios like even from childhood itself, something would have happened and that is still being carried with you. Okay, so for that, it is little bit difficult to remember things, but very well, like I have tools through which we can work on what you went through and how you can come out of it. Okay, and the only person standing between you and your success or your goals is only you. Okay, so and coming to one of the ways of boosting self esteem is to be healthy. So all of you know, to be healthy you need to eat right and include some of the exercises in your daily routine, or say 3 times a week or 4 times a week. And ever don't compare yourself to anyone. You have to compare yourself to only you, because as you human beings, we are all unique as human beings, so there is no point in comparing. And I know the comparison comes in our life from the day we go to school or in the family itself. But please don't listen to anyone. The only one you must compare is yourself. A 0.01% better than yesterday. That's more than enough. Okay. And I would say, like, if you want to build your self esteem, please see what you're feeding your mind. To be healthy, it's not enough to eat healthy food. It's also important to see what information is going into your mind. Like, stop paying attention to the negative news, what comes on TV and all the news channels. It's not good. Anyways, it's not going to help you in any way. Okay. So, for that matter, yeah, I have stopped watching news since many years, like maybe more than 10 years now. So, that because what happens once you hear some negative news, right, it will not allow the positivity to come into your mind. And nowadays, the social media hypes everything which happens. Okay, and there is not no proper truth, and it's not required for you to pay attention to it. So self-esteem is all about being at balance, knowing what you are and what you are not. Okay, so one more good technique you can do to build your own self-esteem: stand in front of the mirror, look at the person who is staring back at you, and say, I love you the way you are, and I accept the way you are. So, if you start doing this every day, once a day, you can do it privately only when you are alone. Believe me, it changes a lot inside you. It it makes you happy. Okay? It's one easiest way to be happy. And self-esteem is like a foundation of the house. It's a foundation of your personality on which you are built. Your characters are built. Okay, so if the foundation is strong, the house is strong. In the same way, if your self-esteem is at a balanced state, then the entire character which is built on that is going to be an awesome person. So these were the things which I wanted to share with all of you people. And yes, now I'm open for Q&A. So please do let me know what you felt after listening to all this.
That's amazing, amazing. That's wonderful. So, friends, I'm sure that you have got some wonderful learnings here. And if you have questions, please do ask, and we are here to answer. Right? So, Vijay, do you understand Hindi also?
Yes, yes, I understand Hindi also.
And you speak Hindi too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yes.
Okay,
I
wonderful.
can speak Hindi, Telugu, Kannada, and English.
Wow. So this is one of the benefits. If you are like from, if you speak any of these languages, you can ask your question and आंसर तो आपको मिल जाएगा यार, right? So with this I start some questions which I have received here. So the question is like how self-esteem is different from self-confidence, or is there any difference?
Yes, self confidence keeps on the confidence in you. What is self esteem is the very base, it's very at the foundation level. Self confidence comes later. Okay, self confidence comes when you're doing something, but self esteem is something which your the entire character is built on.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, then the next one is like when we talk about self-esteem. So there are two parts of self-esteem. One is low self-esteem and another one is high self-esteem. Like I just want to know about them. What is low
Okay,
self-esteem and what is high
okay.
self-esteem?
Yeah. What I can say is low self esteem. I already told you how it manifests within yourself. Like you doubt about yourself, you can't set your boundaries, you feel you can't say no to anything, all these things. What is high self esteem? High self esteem is something where you know you can do everything. I can say it's not a good or bad thing. High self esteem, we don't have actually any parameter to measure the high self esteem. So, what would I say is you need to be at a balanced state where you can handle things whichever comes in your life. So, if you are not able to handle them, then it says a low self esteem. So if you are able to handle the challenges in your life, okay, that says an appropriate amount of self esteem you have. So it's a bit
Wonderful.
difficult to make what is high self esteem. Okay, I mean some little bit of it goes like you're boasting about yourself, but that's not a bad thing at the end.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful answer. So this another question is like, what are some common misconceptions about self-esteem?
Self esteem. See, misconceptions again, I can say people get influenced by what others feel about you.
Okay.
Okay. And instead of taking it as a feedback, you take it as a absolute truth. You take it like if someone says you are not good and you start feeling, okay, I'm not good. No, that is a feedback for you in a particular scenario. See, they are not rejecting you as a person, they are rejecting something you said. It's always, what I would say is always separate the situation from the person.
Okay.
So, when someone gives you feedback, they are giving the feedback for the situation you are in. Always separate yourself. See, never ever think that whatever others say are the absolute truths. You know about yourself. So always keep those things like they are giving feedback about the situation you were in. You are not your like what do you say? You are not just you the way you appear. You are not just the work you do. You are a completely whole person. Okay, so don't allow what others say are the truths and you become that. So you are not what others say.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And now, so how can we develop self-esteem over the time?
Okay, so I said like I have. tools to know what are your strengths. The first thing anyone can improve their self esteem is to identify your strengths. See,
Right.
as a human being, we all have strengths. Only thing is, we don't know about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So sit and reflect, do self reflection on yourself. What was that one thing you did very well? Sit and reflect from the time you remember. If you have time, just write down everything you feel about yourself. Okay. And I know when you do that, there are small, small achievements over a period of time. And ask your best friend what you're good at. And this person should be someone who is very honest with you, who can give a
Right.
honest feedback about you. Otherwise, I would say you yourself, if you sit and think, you will know what you are good at. So start developing those skills. So that is the first step for self improvement, self to create the self esteem. And one other another thing I said, stand in front of the mirror, see the person reflecting at you, and say I love you. That's another way of building your own self esteem. And in office scenario, if you want, please ask your manager and see which skills of you can make you grow in the career, and start investing on those skills. So this will also improve a person's self esteem. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And there are so many other ways. Okay. If anyone wants to know what are the ways of building self esteem, yes, you can directly contact get in touch with me.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have a question here. Are there some causes of low self esteem?
Yeah.
I think he
See,
wants to ask what are the causes of low self esteem or
okay. Yeah. See, it start for some people it starts from the childhood. Okay.
okay.
And it can start in your own home. Like siblings are there, you're growing up, you have siblings, and if someone is good at studies and you're not so good at studies on par with them, they will compare you, and they'll start saying, see, he has scored this many marks, why did you score less? So there comes the first thing is comparison. Okay. And I have seen in Indian society, this comparison has become a nuisance actually, not just at home, even in the school, right? So when I was studying, yes, they used to make people stand at the back if you are not answering the questions, right? So, and that is where it creeps in, like you feel ashamed in front of your classmates.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is how it creeps into in the childhood. What happens if the same thing happens on a repeated way in anyone's life? So even when you grow as an adult, that you have carried that low self esteem along with you, because you don't know how to be self, like how to appreciate yourself, and what to do to improve your self esteem. Because in India it is physical problems anyone is ready to address, but if you go with some problem related to mind, it's a taboo. So people are still not openly communicating the issues they are facing with their mind. Anything related to the mind, right? People are not discussing it openly. So
That's
yeah,
nice.
yes,
That's nice once again. So I'm sure, healer, you've got the answer. And but with this, there is another question. It's like you were talking about childhood things. So like
right.
how childhood experiences impact self-esteem in adulthood.
Yeah, like I said, see what happens, it starts with a comparison. Okay. So, and what happens once the comparison is made, you think that is the truth. See, small kids, they tend to believe what their friends say and what their teachers say more than what happens at home. Okay. So And I told, like, even the physical appearance or how you look physically also is a thing which affects you. But suppose there is a boy who is stronger than you, and sometimes there is bullying in the school, and someone beats you up, and the kid doesn't go and tell at home or to anyone, and he starts fearing the other person. Okay,
Right.
so there are multiple scenarios which makes a child afraid to do something. Okay, and over a period of time, if this is not addressed, okay, obviously, if the child keeps on, if he's scared or afraid of doing something, anything you think is what manifests as reality.
Right.
So that's why I said, if you think you can, it is right. And if you think you can't, that is also right. But during childhood, yes, the parents and the teachers must pay attention to every kid to see that if something is bothering them. So many a times parents are also working, or there are kids who doesn't want to say anything to the parents. And in the school scenario, I don't know, like, uh, teachers tend to like kids who score well, right? They don't pay attention to the kids who don't score. So that might also be one of the things, that someone not paying the attention to the kids also is one of the way how the low self-esteem starts building in kids. And if this is not addressed at the right time,
Right.
obviously it will get forwarded in the life. It is carried forward in the life.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you. So, does it also affect our relationships? And if yes, then how?
Yeah, I will tell you, low self esteem also affects your relationship. See, for anyone to have a healthy relationship, one important thing is that you must love yourself. And how is your relationship with yourself? Okay, the relationship with yourself reflects the relationship with others. So if you don't love yourself the way you should, you can't expect others to like or love you. Okay, and if you don't respect yourself, you can't earn the respect of others. So of all the relationships in the world, the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one. If that is good, the environment is automatically good. So what you feel about yourself is what you are reflecting it to others. The way you feel about yourself is a way of you telling how to treat yourself.
Yeah,
Okay, so everything in life what we see is our own reflections.
that's nice.
Yeah.
So, can you please ask, ma'am, what is the difference, or no, not the difference. Can you please ask, ma'am, does low self-esteem impact our mental health? If yes, then how?
Yeah, obviously. See, just now I told, like, how the way you treat yourself is what you are reflecting how the others should treat you, right? So, how the low self-esteem affects you mentally. Like, if you are a person who is doing a job, okay, because you have a fear of rejection, you
Yeah.
want to please. So you end up doing things what others ask you to do. So you're lacking your own decision making, and you're lacking what you want for yourself. You are in that victim mindset. So if any one of you are facing any of these issues, believe me, it's going to affect your life going forward also. If you have become aware about any of the scenarios I explained, please, like, I'm not asking you, you must come to me only. Okay? There are many people you can go and take help with. But if you have known the problem is there, and if you are not addressing, then you're self sabotaging your own life.
Right.
So first and foremost, improve your relationship with yourself.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, because if you like do not know yourself, or you don't improve yourself, your self image, then you can't help others. So first,
Yes.
help yourself, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's nice. The next one is, what are some daily exercises or habits to build and maintain self esteem?
Okay. So, like I said, if it is for your career, okay, start learning, investing your time on learning the skills which can help you in growing your career. Okay. And the next is your own physical and mental health. So eat eat the right food, healthy food. Include some exercise in your daily routine, and that will add a lot of things to your personality, how you look, and wear something comfortable, and the clothes which suits you. Okay, many a times just wearing a for guys, wearing a branded shirt and trousers gives lot of confidence, right? The way you look. So these are all small small things, and which you can start improving in, start building your self esteem. That mirror technique, what I told, see in the mirror and say I love you, and accept the way you are. And if you want to change in any of the ways, right, just sit and think whether you're changing for yourself or you're changing because of someone else's expectations. See what
Right.
happens when you change for yourself to grow, then that change will remain with you even after a long time. But if you are changing for someone else's sake, if they stop paying attention towards you, that change also goes away. So you are the best person to decide for whom you are changing and whether it is worth. You should not feel like after changing you're not able to recognize your own self, like you are lost. Okay, so that's what happens when you change for others. Especially, I'll tell you, in case of ladies, once they get married, when they start come and live start living with in-laws and with in-laws and family. So what happens, they have lot of expectations from the bahu, like she should be like this, she should be like this. What happens, in the beginning she wants to please everyone and she will cater to everyone's needs, but over a period of time she has lost herself in that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so that's not good.
This is a question for everyone, or like the people who are the main head of the family, or you can say the mother. So right, at least when somebody is, they also have gone through this phase, so they should understand like how to change this thing, which is like moving from generations to generations, so that they can actually help the person who's coming in the family to save her self image, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Wonderful answer once again. And there's a question, and it is in Hindi. Ma'am, सेल्फ एस्टीम की कोई पॉजिटिव एफर्मेशंस बताइए.
सो सेल्फ एस्टीम आई ऐसा है कि आप रोज अपने आईने में देख के इतना बोलिए. I don't know how exactly to put it in Hindi. Like Prashant, you can just say it in exact words. I'm enough. मैं अपने लिए काफी हूँ.
या मैं इनफ, आई एम इनफ, ये भी आप बोल सकते हो.
Yeah,
आई एम
I'm
इनफ,
enough.
और
And
हाँ,
yeah,
इतना बोल सकते.
I love you. See the mirror and say I love you.
या.
And do things which make you happy. A
राइट.
small thing, a small thing. Maybe you want to buy a new shirt, go and buy it. You want to have a good perfume, do it. These are all very small things which you can start
Even
doing for your own happiness. Yes.
even sometimes uh, celebrating your even small success, अगर आप
Yes.
कुछ अचीव कर लेते हैं चाहे बहुत छोटा हो क्यों ना हो, कहीं ना कहीं वो आपको हेल्प करता है आपकी खुद की इमेज को, अपनी सेल्फ एस्टीम को बूस्ट करने में। राइट, अक्सर कई बार लोग जब मुझसे पूछते हैं कि कुछ ऐसा बताओ कि मेरे डेली के टास्क पूरे नहीं होते, मैं क्या करूं, या मतलब शुरू से मॉर्निंग में तो बहुत ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव मोटिवेटेड होता हूँ, बट जैसे जैसे दिन बीतता जाता है पता चलता है कि आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू दोज थिंग्स, नॉट इवन जो मतलब मैंने सोचा था कि मैं यहाँ तक तो कर लूँगा, बट आई वॉज नॉट एबल टू डू दैट, एंड समटाइम्स इट इज नॉट इवन वन। सो मैंने आस्क्ड हिम ओके हाउ डू यू डू दैट, एंड जैसे जो सबसे हैवी काम होता है मैं उसको सबसे पहले लेता हूँ, क्योंकि वो हो
Right.
जाएगा तो मेरे को बाकी सारे सारे काम ईजी होंगे। सो आई टेल देम ओके टेक इट अदरवाइज, आप पहले कोई छोटा काम लो, बिकॉज वंस यू विल डू दैट, अगर आप उसको जल्दी कर लेते हो तो आपके अंदर से थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन बढ़ जाएगा कि ओके आई हैव डन इट, सो यू कैन टिक दैट, ओके इतने सारे काम में मैंने एक छोटी सी चीज़ कर ली,
Yes.
राइट, सो
And
दैट विल।
definitely, yes. And definitely, I'll post the affirmations below the video in the comment section later.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So that will help you. I'm sure
Yes.
that once the session will be over, what you can do, ma'am, you can just go through like this video again, and just
Yeah.
below the video के नीचे आपको इसके affirmations मिल जाएंगे,
Yes. Yes. I'll
right?
do that.
As
Definitely.
Vijaya promised, so वो बिल्कुल affirmations आपको देंगी session के बाद, right? Thank you so much for this wonderful question and the answer once again. So न्यूरोग्राफी का एक क्वेश्चन आया है कि न्यूरोग्राफी का जैसे मैम करती हैं, तो ये सेल्फ एस्टीम को इम्प्रूव करने में कोई हेल्प करता है क्या?
Yes. Like Prashant ji ने बोला था कि I am also a handwriting analyst, right? So even if you don't know what are your strengths and all, give me your handwriting in English. Okay. I can analyze and tell you where you stand. And I can give you customized patterns to write through which you can improve your self esteem within 10 days. Yeah.
That's nice. So my friend, you can connect with her, and you can actually change a lot of things in your
Yes.
life
Yes.
once you go through that. Thank you so much. So you are open, you all of you are open to connect with her directly, and she's an amazing personality, she will definitely help you for this,
Yes.
right? So there's another question now. What are the warning signs of low self-esteem? Wow.
Okay. So when it comes to warning signs, see, to recognize anything what is happening, always in life there are patterns. So every night before going to bed, reflect what has happened during that day. Okay. How many things you were able to do and how many things you were not able to do. And how was your mind when doing such things? So my coach has beautifully told, do things out of happiness and not for happiness. Okay. So I totally understand sometimes you work in some industry in vertical which you're not, you don't have a passion about. I totally understand that scenario. You have got responsibilities and you're doing it. But since you're already doing it, do it out of love. If you keep on saying like I don't like this, I don't like to do that, I don't like to do this, then even if you complete the task you will not have that happiness. And how many times you have said yes when inside you didn't wanted to do it. अगर बॉस आके कोई काम बोलता है,
Mhm.
आप बोल दे हाँ सर ठीक है कर लेंगे, बट इनसाइड one small voice is telling you you don't have time for it, but you're not expressing it. Okay. And come to the home scenario. Think that you love your mother a lot. Okay. and she has cooked something for you, but you didn't like the taste. I'm not saying you should complain about it, but when they ask, tell honestly, this is good, this would have slightly improved. See, it's all again in the way how you express.
Right.
Sometimes just because we don't want to say something bad, we end up saying everything is fine, everything is good. But if you learn the vocabulary of powerful vocabulary, see, that is one more aspect which I can teach people, that how to use words even to convey the bad thing in a comfortable way.
Right.
Okay. So when you start saying yes to everything, that's one thing which is showing that there is self-esteem. And if you start comparing yourself and feel that, अरे मुझसे ये नहीं होगा, that's the first sign which says your low self-esteem is coming out. So I
Right.
say, like, depending on the scenarios, there are a lot of things which can be identified. For that, I would require someone's what you do in a whole day, like every 2 hours, if you can journal it. Okay, so we can easily identify what is that things which are holding you back,
Right.
and they appear as a pattern.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we have a question here. Hi, how do I build self esteem in order to tell my parents I am selling my property and they have 2 months to pack out and move out? I feel so bad, but I'm financially struggling and they aren't help.
Okay, so this is something very personal, whoever is asking this question. Okay, so it's not a question of self esteem. See, what you can do is, so you're saying you want to sell your property. Does it mean you're staying with them or you have given them a house to stay? So, what you can do is, if temporarily, can they come and stay with you, or can you find them some place where they can stay in price what you are spending right now, in little bit less price. See, this is, I'm not saying like you should be a good son, or if you tell them to leave the house, they will definitely, they are going to feel bad. But I want to understand, how did you reach to this stage? Is that like your parents gave you all their, they distributed the wealth, and now you, it is in your control, you are doing it, or is it they didn't had any financial support, whatever? But I would definitely say that sit with your parents and tell them what you are going through.
There is
Okay.
something below that, dealing with narcissists lifelong, and I'm over their drama.
Yeah, then then the best way to say is, be honest. Be honest and tell them why you're doing that. And if you are saying they're narcissists, because see, I don't know the sides of the story, and you cannot ask me that how. You have to be honest. I'm not the one to tell you what to do or how to do it. They are your parents. Okay. If you don't like something, you have every right to tell them. I would say sit and discuss the problems. If they are not in the right mindset to discuss problems, I totally understand the parents who can be like, they impose on the kids and they make them feel guilty. This all, everything is there. Like I said, I don't know the two sides of the story. Okay, and it's totally up to you how you want to come out of that financial struggle.
There is something more.
We, if someone is not able to tell in direct words, I would say, write it. Write it and give the letter to the parents.
Hmm. So I was tricked into purchasing property for the sake of family, I think.
Okay. So that's where your answer lies. You say you were tricked. Okay. So now something has happened. You want to get it back. So you decide, like again, making a decision is again related to your self esteem. Okay. So are you strong enough to make those decisions and stand by it? See, decision is a one moment thing. What happens after the decision? See, what is the cost or the price you are paying for making that decision? See, there is always a cost or the price associated with everything we do in our life.
Yeah.
And you, as a human being, you have every right to be happy in your life. Okay. And if I would say the best way is to see that your family is also happy. But if that is not happening, then you sit and think, are you ready to face all the consequences which are going to come as a result of you asking your parents pack up and leave? Are you ready to face all the consequences without guilt? In your mind, there should be no guilt of doing that thing. So if that brings you happiness, go ahead and do it. I cannot say
This,
make decision for any other person, but you are the best person to sit and think what it is.
since then everyone isn't contributing and I'm the only one paying for everything and on daily basis, I'm told I'm not a good daughter or sister, etc.
Then go
Who
ahead and
I'm paying in every which way possible.
then then start loving yourself more than you love others. Start from there and start saying no.
Okay, I want to add something here. So,
Yeah.
with the way or like as per the question or the situation, so I'm sure that as you also have gone through some trainings, so but there is a technique or there is a tool called NLP. In NLP, we learn some things like how can you connect, how can you talk to a person, right? There are actually three types of people, like who create pictures in their mind and who listen to their own sounds, and they are the third one are like they move into feelings. So there's a technique to learn if you know who exactly are they, so that you can talk in a way they will understand. Do you agree with that, Vijay?
Yes, yes, totally. See, when she said like they are not contributing, you can sit, communicate, and see if they are able to contribute in some way. That is also one of
So
the
she
way
will
to.
have to deliver in a way that they will
Yes,
understand,
yes, yes.
right?
I told
So
no the powerful vocabulary, like even saying the not so nice things in a way that it doesn't feel bad. It's an art that everyone must learn it, because
yeah.
see, we can convey a message in a lot many ways, but how to convey a message so that the opposite person doesn't feel offended, it's an
Yeah.
art. Yes.
So there is a, but it's all about like communication. If you want to talk to them, you want to communicate with them, but there is a way. There is a way to communicate. Like even if a person comes and says, uh, "I want to thank my parents for whatever they have done. How should I do that?" So again, I give them the same answer. First of all, you should know who exactly are they, so that once you know, like the way you communicate, they will, if they understand, they will actually understand. So there is, we have got something from even for small things, everything blows up no matter whichever direction I take into speaking with them.
Then the best thing would be you separate yourself from that environment. I feel that environment is contributing a lot for the way how you are.
Yeah.
And allowing someone to take advantage of ourselves is also again a thing of low self-esteem. You didn't stand up for yourself when you were supposed to do it, so they started taking granted. They started taking you granted.
So we have something more. With the rest of the family due to lifelong management, I'm alienated
Alien.
with the rest of the family due to lifelong management by an elder in the family.
So, like, whoever you are, I would say one thing. See, there are a lot of methods to come out of it. The one thing which you must be sure is what you want in your life. Sit and reflect. I said making a decision is a one moment thing, but what happens after making that decision? Are you able to face all the consequences without breaking down or without any guilt? Then you can go ahead and do it.
So when others abuse me, this particular elder seems impartial to my cause. When the person is gone, I am blamed by her for their ill intent.
So what I can see, Prashant, here is, I said whatever you see in your immediate environment is your own reflection. Okay, so that lady, she is not,
Subconscious.
yeah, she is not treating herself with respect in the first place. How you treat ourselves is the way others treat you. You are in a way telling others how they should treat you. It is the way how you are treating yourself. So stand up for yourself. And they say, like, for any given situation there are three or four, maximum four options to deal with that situation. Okay, one is, see if you can change the situation or whatever it is there. And I said, like I said, external environment you cannot change. See if you can change the external situation. Other thing is, accept and be the way you are. And the third one is, remove yourself from that situation.
I want peace and I have attempted to detach in the past to attain this goal.
Then what happened? See, like I said, whatever you are going through, it is because you must take 100% responsibility. I can see that here you are in that victim mindset.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she needs to work upon like a lot of things. She needs to
Yes.
change the patterns of her subconscious. She actually needs healing, right?
Yes, she needs help, and she must be uh, whoever is, I don't know the name, so I'm telling you how
It's written in your
many,
mind. That's it.
since how many years you are staying like this. And do you want the future also to be like that? If you don't want, yes, you have to change. And we are here. Yes, we are here, like Prashant said, like he's a NLP coach. You can either go to him or you can come to me, or if not both of us, please find someone where you can go and address these problems, who can provide you in a structured way on how to fight for yourself. I know in India, making you feel guilty is a biggest weapon.
Yeah. Find someone like you can trust. You
Yes,
have trust like in the person or in the coach. So who can
the
actually take
easiest,
you out?
I would say the easiest way would be either getting in touch with Prashant or me.
No, that let's think about
Yeah.
it. Like you should go for it. I was pulled back in with guilt and having others come into the picture and blame me.
Yeah, I say, see, this will keep on going. These questions will never end. So what I can say is, yeah, I can give you a one-on-one clarity call to understand your problem and how to go about it if you are interested. So I will post the email ID, how to contact me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, both of our email IDs will be there in the description in the comment section. So please get in touch with us. I'm ready to give a free one-to-one clarity call. We can schedule it once we get in touch with each other.
So plan your session. You can connect with her, and
Yes,
as I said,
and this is for all the viewers. If you feel I can help you from what we have discussed so far, okay. So please get in touch with me through the email ID I'm going to share, and mentioning your contact number or anything how I can contact with you. So surely we can work on that.
yeah. So she says, "Thank you so much. You are the only one to tell me I am not in the wrong or place somewhere." So thank you so much. You can connect with her. She's a wonderful person, and get the answer. Thank you so much for this wonderful communication. So, friends, if you have more questions, please do ask because I have limited questions now, like two, three only, and then we are like moving to the end of the session. So, okay, this one is again good. आपने एफर्मेशन के बारे में बोला. What about forgiveness? क्या वो भी हेल्प करती है सेल्फ एस्टीम के लिए?
Yes, before you forgive others, forgive yourself. Okay, forgiveness and being grateful for what we have, these are two very important aspects in life. Be grateful that you have food to eat and you have a house to stay, and be grateful when you wake up because you are still alive.
That's right.
So, yeah, see, many people would have done wrong, or you have been affected by the things which other people have done it. And if you go deeper into this, I can say the karma of yours is acting. But I would say, like, I have tools for you to come out of this. The first and foremost is accepting what you are, okay, and not committing the same mistake again. And the other thing is being grateful for what you have in life. So yes, forgiveness is the first step of accepting yourself.
Thank
And
you.
don't
Yeah.
carry any hatredness in your mind about anyone. It is going to burn you to ashes. It doesn't affect the person you are hating, it will affect you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, the second last question. Sometimes we are in the toxic environment, then how to build self-esteem being into that environment?
So what happens if you keep a rotten tomato in good tomatoes? All the good tomatoes are also rotten. What you have to do? You have to pick up the rotten tomato and throw it away. You have to separate the good tomatoes from the rotten tomatoes.
Yeah.
So you cannot grow being in a toxic environment.
So it will be
It's
like
as simple as that.
you are trying to move to the like towards your desired goal, but there are so many who are like uh, holding your legs and pulling you down.
So you must know when to drop those weights. They are like you want to fly high, okay, but there are so many weights attached to you. So you decide what to do. If you want to fly high, yes, you have to drop all those weights. You have to become light.
Right.
So a person cannot flourish in a toxic environment. Believe me, I quit my corporate job because of the toxic environment.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to pay the price of not getting salary every month. So what is the price you are going to pay to come out of it? You are the best judge.
Yeah. Wonderful. So we have something from Miss Mai. Detaching myself safely is an issue. I have put, I have, but I'll try to get in touch with you via email. So she will connect with you.
Sure, sure. Yes, I'll be putting my email ID in the comment section. So please get in touch with me.
Thank you so much. My last question of the session is: any final tip for the people who are watching us now and who will be watching us later?
Okay. For anyone watching this live or watching the recording, see, as a human being, we are on this earth to be happy and live a fulfilled life of joy. If anything is stopping you from doing it, then we definitely have an issue. And I want everyone to be happy doing what they are doing now, what they love to do. And if you are not clear what you love to do, yes, I can even definitely help you with to find your own passion in your life. Okay, so that's the one message. I can tell this with so much of clarity because I worked towards it. I was in a corporate job. I was good in doing that, but I was not happy. So I could make a decision of quitting the job and starting the coaching thing. Okay, it requires a lot of effort. I'm saying everything in life will come to you, but are you ready to put in the things, the hard work which is required? That's
Right.
that's the thing will decide where you are in your life. Are you
Wonderful.
ready to fight for your own dreams?
So you need to comment the answer below if you are ready.
Yes.
Right? Make sure. All right. So now, friends, as we are now coming to the end of this enlightening session, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for joining us today, because you are present in the session. Else, you could be doing something else, and your presence, your engagement is like making the session truly special. A huge thank you to our incredible guest, Vijaya Parvathareddy, for sharing her deep insights into the role of self esteem and uh, neurography, like to some extent. Right. So, Vijaya, your wisdom actually, has undoubtedly inspired like many people here, and will be inspiring people who will be watching the recording, right? So for those who want to connect with her or dive deep into the journey, then I encourage you to connect with her. And once the session will be over, I'll mention her details in the description, and you can connect with her. So just remember that this is just the beginning of your journey to like higher self-esteem and your personal growth. So keep nurturing your self-worth, and don't hesitate. Like if you are seeking out some resources and support, so that is okay. We always need support some or the other time, right? So it's
Yeah.
not like that if somebody is on a higher position or someone is a wonderful coach, that person does not require any support. It is like with everyone, right?
So
So thank you so much, Vijaya, once again for being into the
yeah.
show.
Yeah, thank you, Prashant, and thank you all of those who have attended this session or who are going to watch this as a recording. So, I would for all of you, I would tell this only one thing: there is no problem in universe that you cannot solve. The problem and the solution are like two faces of a coin. If one is there, the other one is there also. You just need to have to be open to find the answer with what intensity you want to find the solution. So they
Yeah.
say in Hindi there is a dialogue in Om Shanti Om. अगर तुम कुछ शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात तुमको उससे मिलाने से it will work for you to do that. So that's what I wanted to tell you. So बोलते हैं कि ढूंढेंगे तो भगवान भी मिल जाएंगे, right? So yes, I feel Bhagwan is nothing but the solution for your problem. That's how I see it.
Wonderful. So, thank you once again for being a part of this session. And friends, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep growing. And I'll see you next week with a new speaker and a new topic. Till then, stay healthy, take care. Goodbye. Namaste to all of you.
Namaste to everyone.